Good evening, good evening, good evening. I guess depending on what part of the world you're in, because for some of you, it's early in the morning. I'm R.C. Blakes. If this is your first time checking out my channel, I'm R.C. Blakes. I'm a pastor, I'm a man, I'm an author, I'm a husband, I'm a father, all of that. And I like to come on YouTube and I like to discuss issues that are relevant to me, and quite often it's relevant to other people. I like to discuss issues surrounding life and people. I love people and I'm a student of life. I'm no psychologist, I'm no therapist, I'm no licensed counselor. I'm just a pastor and a man. And I've written a book entitled Queenology. And when you break that, that whole saying up, Queenology, or that whole theme, it speaks of the study of queens. And what this particular book and this particular movement does is it impacts the woman's self-awareness. It impacts the woman's self-consciousness. And it's written from a father's perspective. It's just me as a man writing to a generation of women who largely have not had fathers to speak into their lives. It's me speaking as a father would to his daughter, relative to how queens function in the earth. Building from the premise that all women are queens. Most are just unaware. Every woman is born a queen. Most are just uninformed. And we call that broken consciousness. If you follow my teachings or you read my books or you come to my conferences, you begin to understand this language. We call that broken consciousness. It is when a woman has been separated from her true identity to the point that she cannot function on the level the Creator made her for. And this is what you see with many women today. You see many women who are struggling with broken consciousness. And it's the imagery of a queen. Well, let me say this before I say that. When a woman struggles with broken consciousness, she is then toyed with by the world. And when we say the world, we're largely talking about perverted male society that seeks to manipulate, use, and abuse the value called woman. When a woman is not aware of who she is abused by the world. And the imagery of that is a queen on a corner being pimped by a clown. The question we often ask inside of Queenology is, how does a PhD of a woman be manipulated by a GED of a man? And that's not making little or making light of any educational position, because intelligence has absolutely nothing to do with degrees earned. Some of the most foolish people in the world that I know have multiple degrees, and some of the wisest have none. But it speaks to a woman who is everything being manipulated by men who are quite often shallow and empty. How does that happen? So that's just an introduction. Someone told me that I should not approach my sessions on YouTube as though everyone knows me, because some do not. And that is so true. If this is not your first time watching live, I'm certain that there will be many of you who will, thank you so much. I'm certain that there will be many of you who will watch for the first time the replay. So that's an introduction to me and who I am and what I do. Now, tonight I want to look at something that was just kind of burning in my heart, to the point that, I hope my signal is good, to the point that I sat on the back porch and literally just kind of wrote this out